Hi everyone! I haven't been keeping up with videos. I filmed a bunch of them and then I quite literally do not have time to just sit down and edit them. I mean, editing and posting and stuff and like inserting links and writing everything, it takes a while, and God bless people who do this for a living because it really does take a lot of time and a lot of energy. So I know that this isn't everyone's favorite look. It looked really good for one day, and then they started growing in and it just kind of looked a little really salt and peppery, and then I bleached them again and they're still kind of salt and peppery, so I'm gonna wait until the day before Halloween, or I guess Halloween day, to actually go in and bleach them one more time. Every year for the past four, if we count this year, the past 4 years I've bleached my eyebrows for Halloween, because I usually end up doing something that requires me to have a little bit more space to work or do something really dramatic. So, and I kind of love the no eyebrow look, and I always have. People always thought I was real weird for that. My mom hates it, and I don't blame her. Like, it's not, I mean, I think it looks amazing, and I love like the whole Laura Stone kind of thing. And then what do I have to talk to you about? So mainly, I think the thing is please follow me on Instagram. Basically, it's so much easier for me to communicate with you guys and post stuff and keep everything kind of updated, because it really doesn't take as long. I mean, granted, taking my evening ritual photos, like arranging them and lighting them perfectly and decorating them, oh yeah, it's just so much easier for me to keep everything updated there. I would love to be able to have all the time in the world to do videos and have really good ideas all the time. Then I would love that, but I don't. And quite literally, if I'm not in school, I'm at work pretty much these days. So yeah, so anyway, so I wanted to talk to you about products that I've picked up this month that I've been loving or were sent over, or just kind of update you guys, or stuff that I bought, or just stuff that I want to update you on. I feel like also with Instagram, it's easier for me to keep track of stuff with you guys. So like if I am starting to use a product and I talk about it more frequently, because it'll show up in posts after that, and it's easy for me to be like, oh, by the way, this is working now and this isn't working now, and etc, etc. So if you're not following me there, I know it's not everyone's favorite thing in the world. I totally respect and understand that, but I would love to be able to like communicate with you guys more frequently and easily. So I think let's go to Instagram. My videos are sort of like a monthly recap, which is sort of the way I prefer it. I don't think I would want to do a monthly recap on Instagram at all, because I really want to be able to give my full thoughts verbally. Products, new stuff, pretty much. We'll start out with, we'll do candles first, since that seems to be what I've been doing the past couple months, right? The first one is actually back there. It's the one that's not lit, because I'm trying to save it for it to get a little bit more wintry outside. It's kind of cold and rainy and very fall right now, but I'm waiting for like holiday, like, you know, like Christmas basically, because it's pine scented. It's Jordan Samuel's candle that he did in collaboration with Voyage Ici. So yeah, so it was a limited run. I don't think he even really put it on his website, but I bought it because I'm like, whatever Jordan does, I'm gonna support him. I love his stuff, and candles, pine scented candles nonetheless, are one of my favorite things. Jordan Samuel and candles, like it's perfect. It's perfect. So I've been loving that. I burned it a few times, but I'm saving it. I want to keep it reserved, but it's pretty, so I keep it out. And the two candles that I've been using the most, I actually did an order with Candle Delirium and really had a good experience with them. They are sort of like the Sephora of candles, essentially, and you can find everything from Siri Trudon to Diptyque to, gosh, really everything, Malin and Getz. I picked up two, well, a lot of them. I actually bought like 6 or 7, oops. And the two that I've been loving the most are the Fury Brothers Mojo Premium Candle, which is supposed to be frankincense, myrrh, and burning sage. And they actually package it in sort of this oil can type of thing. So it's supposed to be a men's candle company, but I'm like, okay, you can't really gender a candle. But the scents sort of seemed to be a little bit richer and more kind of grounded, rather than the heady florals that are in a lot of other female candles. I get the frankincense, I get the myrrh, and I get the burning sage. Especially when it's burning, it has this underlying burning, kind of burnt wood vibe to it. Maybe not as woody, maybe burnt herbs. I don't know if I would put sage per se. I don't think I've burned sage in my apartment yet, so it's on my list. But I think this is a really kind of interesting fall candle for sure. It definitely makes your home feel very warm and almost like you have a fireplace going, but it also has the spiciness of frankincense and myrrh, which I'm obsessed with. Both of those, especially together. They're really resiny and delicious. So I've been loving this. I love the way it looks. I actually keep it out in my living room on my buffet table because it's really cute to look at, and it's all the candles feature different artwork, which is really cool. I feel like I'm gonna pick up some more for them for sure because I love the quality and I love the way it looks. Also, we've got ReWined, which is a candle company. They actually make their candles out of old wine bottles, which I think is fantastic. Although mine doesn't have a little Pore thing, so I don't know, I've never been a waiter. Let's see, it tells you when it was made, the initials of who made it. So I have Pinot Noir, and the label can be recycled. There's a nice little wax stamped emblem here. I have Pinot Noir, which is supposed to be fresh notes of fig and cranberry with rustic aromas of leather and violet, all blossoming within the bouquet of musky earth tones. What I have to say about this is the bitterness of the fig and the bitterness of the cranberry are neutralized by a sweeter undertone, and it's gorgeous. It's one of those things where you kind of, you know, your nose gets used to something while you have a candle burning, so I'll like smell my shirt and then smell the air, and every time I do I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. So good. I think the cool thing about this candle is you could burn it any time of year and it would seem appropriate. Kind of like I talked about with the diptyque in my last video. But I think this would be amazing for like a dinner night. It's really nice when you're kind of sitting at home and want to be all cozy. Those two have been my favorite. Let's talk about some repurchases, or we'll start with Sephora friends and family. So unbeknownst to me, I actually finished a 4.1 ounce size, 125 ml size of the Tata Harper Hydrating Floral Essence. I finished, I mean like I have like 2 sprays left. I started getting low and I was like, I don't understand how I finished this, because I have toners that are mists that I've had, that are smaller bottles that I've had for longer, and I haven't finished them up. So that's my proof that I use this all the time and that I love it. The only thing is, I've heard that the pump is very tricky, so I actually have to try this new one out. Sometimes it shoots you like a jet, and sometimes mine is actually a nice mist, so I got lucky, but a lot of people's are not. I think mine also leaks a little bit because it gets kind of sticky around the edge, but I'm like, all of these things I'm nitpicking because what's inside I love. I mean, obviously outside is gorgeous, and this is sort of why we buy Tata Harper, right? Because it's beautiful. Mine has turned brown because I've had it for about a year. It says 6 months, but I've kept it under lock and key in a dark little cabinet, so I think I'm fine. Plus it's airtight. I use this as a mist and as a toner. Sometimes I spray it on my face and just let it absorb. Sometimes I spray it on my face and then massage it in. Sometimes I do it after an acid. Sometimes I use it to set my makeup. It's one of the most versatile mists or sprays that I have, which I think is probably why I use it. Some mists I use exclusively as, you know, after acid. Some I use exclusively as toners. So this one is definitely versatile, and the scent is it takes a bit of getting used to, I will say that. I don't mind it. It's like a clinical lavender in a way, and I kind of love it. I have a backup, and I always buy the 4.1 ounce because the 1.7 is $69, I think, and the 4.1 is $89, which is still expensive, and I'm like, go figure that the toner that is one of the most expensive toners that I own is the one that I use the most. Go figure. You can get, what, almost 3 times the amount of product for $20 more. I'm like, it makes absolutely no sense to buy the small 1.7 ounce unless you're traveling. But it doesn't, you know, it's like, no. What else from Sephora? So I got the Rosa Centifolia #1 Purity Cleansing Balm, and I got it in the jar. So the thing that I was after, and the reason why I picked this up, and I had tried a sample, and that's what really sold me. I was after a cleansing balm that was enjoyable to use, but that I would use exclusively for makeup removal. So like, as an example, the pharmacy cleansing oil is that example in an oil. I wanted a balm because sometimes you just want to use a balm, right? Clinique Take the Day Off is gorgeous, but there's no like fun element to it. It's joyless, like Sally Hughes has said. Sunday Riley Blue Moon I love for using to clean my skin as well as removing makeup, but I love the ingredients for cleaning my skin so much. And I mean, really, all the other balms that I have are really great at skin cleansers. I wouldn't waste them for makeup removal. So I wanted a big tub of a balm that wasn't expensive, that I could feel okay with sort of just plowing through, you know what I mean, and being really generous with it. So this is sweet almond oil base. There's also coconut oil, shea butter, I believe. Yep, shea butter. So if you are prone to really breaking out, it might not be the best bet, but Josh, you guys know Josh, uses this all the time and loves it. So it's hard to say. I think this is exactly what I was looking for. It really, I had a gap in my cleansing stash, which is a big no-no for me, right? So I'm excited to use that. It comes with a little cloth, which looks like it's gonna be a thin muslin. So there's that. Some hair stuff. So now that my hair is long, and I do need to get it shaped up a little bit, but I'm kind of loving it. So I needed a dry shampoo. I didn't have one. My hair was short. There was no point. So I got the Living Proof because it's like either do the Living Proof or don't bother, basically, in my mind, right? I love Living Proof as a brand, and a dry shampoo just makes sense. I sell this all the time at work because it absorbs sweat and oil, which is, I think, sort of what makes it different, but I've been loving it. It's fantastic. It does leave a white cast, so I definitely have to shake my hair out, but it does make it feel really clean, which is nice, and it gives you a little bit of volume, which I kind of love. So there's that. Also, Bumble & Bumble Tonic Lotion Primer. So this is supposed to be sprayed on the hair and the scalp, kind of like as a detangler slash primer slash kind of treatment, and it's got a lot of tea tree, rosemary, peppermint, lemongrass, so I kind of like the invigorating element of it, but it has really soothed my scalp when it's been irritated. Whenever I would work, I would spray a little bit on my hair and it would work, so I figured I would pick it up. It's a big bottle. You can spray it on clean hair, or sometimes I'll spray it and leave it on my scalp for a little while and then go in dry shampoo just to sort of tidy up the oil, but I love the treatment of this, and I think it's exactly what I needed, which is a primer. I also got the Bumble & Bumble Don't Blow It because I've been sort of straying away from blow drying my hair just because I don't know, I don't want to damage it anymore with heat because I have started straightening it every once in a while. So this is something I feel like I really needed, was a kind of defrizz priming smoother that'll help my hair look better when it's air dried. So I've been using it and I've been liking it. So I think it filled the void that I had. Okay, let's talk about stuff that I have been dying for. It's been a really good month for new products. First is Dr. Dennis Gross's C+ Collagen Perfect Skin Set and Refresh Mist. They actually invited me to their launch party for this new collection, and they actually gave me the stuff that's coming out in spring of next year, so I'm going to be trialing it and keeping you guys in the loop, but I'm really excited about it because they're really focusing on 3,0 ethyl ascorbic acid, which is both fat and water soluble, which is why I think he decided to use it. This mist, first of all, I think is $35 for 3 ounces. It's not too bad, but it's also not like, oh, it's free. But I think what they're asking for it, you know, in relation to what is in here is insane. I read the ingredient label. I was like, how can you do that? It's so good. It's one of those things where the first 20 ingredients that you read, you're like, this is amazing. There's nothing in here that's bad or useless or anything like that. It's alcohol-free. There are some plant extracts towards the end, but the main focus here is the ascorbic acid, the 3,0 ethyl ascorbic acid. I think there's ascorbyl palmitate. Everything in here is good. So what I've been doing is I've been doing this in the morning as like an after toner spritz or a pre-serum spritz or a makeup refresher. I just get it on my skin during the daytime because this amount of vitamin C and the kinds of vitamin C that are in here are going to really protect the skin from free radical damage. And I love doing vitamin C during the day. This is just a little boost. So it's gorgeous. And this one's already out. They have a serum, a cream, and an eye cream that are going to be out in, I think the serum comes out in January and everything else comes out in spring. Everything looks amazing. That's why I'm like screaming. And it's also where I met Caroline Hirons, who obviously we know and love. She's fantastic. I mean, she's real sweet, and I really enjoyed meeting you because I think she watches my videos. I don't know. That was amazing. And then thank you to Dennis Gross for inviting me to that and providing me with the collection. And they also sent me the steamer, which I have used once, so I don't want to say anything about it yet, but was amazing the first time I used it. I'm like, okay, you guys are kind of really sweet, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And keeping your eyes peeled for something sort of special that I'm doing with them. So next, let's keep moving forward because we're already at 18 minutes. Oy vey. Okay, you guys know that I did a Moss giveaway on Instagram, and congratulations to the person that won. I didn't announce it publicly because I don't want, you know, let's keep some things private, but it was a random selection. I actually did it on Excel because I've been taking Excel class at school, and now I know how to like pick a random number out of a set of numbers. Anyway, Celestina from Moss sent me over a product as a thank you for doing the giveaway, and she sent the Clear Resolution. So I've been using this the past couple days, and I've really been enjoying it, but I don't think I've been using it long enough to really form a true opinion about it, but they're just beautiful to look at. That's kind of what I wanted to mention it for. And I love the ingredients because I picked out the product that I wanted to try, and this was next on my list because it's a vitamin C oil with lots of delicious oils. Liz Alaska, you guys know, my like Instagram best friend, actually gave me one of her MV Organics Gentle Cream Cleanser. Why I hadn't thought to explore this before, I don't know. It's one of the only cream cleansers I have, and it's so joyous to use. Like it's really luxurious, and it feels very kind of like you're giving yourself a treat, and the results afterwards are your skin is incredibly soft, incredibly smooth. It feels purified but not stripped, and it just you feel like $1 million. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Thank you to Liz for sending it over. And also, once this is finished, I'm like, can I have I'm gonna buy another one. Like, what? So yummy. Okay, I did a content beauty order, which, by the way, if you live in the US and you're looking for very kind of like niche green brands that are sort of European or British specifically based, order from Content because everything is a much better price, especially if you're into like Mamiel, that sort of thing, and I am. Just a moment, please. This is the Botanic's Restorative Cleansing Balm. No words. So gorgeous. This is what I think of when I think of a cleansing balm. I think of something stiff, buttery, oily, melty, just enveloping, aromatherapeutic, uplifting, but still grounding at the same time. I'm sorry, this is just... You guys know I had a little bit of a... it was hard for me to fall in love with the Cleansing Dew, which I have now fallen in love with, I think, now that it's developed a little bit. I didn't love it at first. This is one of those things, the first time I put it on, I was in love. Whew. This is such a treat to use in the morning, such a treat to use as a second cleanse in the evening. Gorgeous ingredients. A lot of ingredients that I had never heard of, which is how I know that I want to try it. It feels phenomenal, and it makes the skin super soft, super plump, and just revitalized to die for. And then the Autumn Facial Oil, another one of those, what? This is so good. Like, not that I'm surprised, but it's also kind of nice to just, as you can see, the color's really rich and gorgeous. Again, a lot of ingredients that I'd never heard of. A really nice oil-based serum. I mean, you could use it as an oil, but I like using it as both, actually, to be honest with you. So sometimes I'll put it on damp skin, sometimes I'll put it on after a serum, but it's ingredients that are designed to help work in synergy with your skin during the autumn, based on an autumn harvest, basically. Well, these two Liz also sent over, so I'm like, Liz is just, thank you, Liz. The Tatcha Balance Pore Perfecting Water Gel. This is one of those things, I have this and the Drunk Elephant Bee Hydra, and I call them sort of layering fluids because I either like to put them pre-oil after a serum or in between oil and moisturizer as a hydrational boost. This one's a little bit lighter than the Bee Hydra. It's more of a silky feel, and the Bee Hydra is very plumping and very water rich. So I've been loving it though. And then last but not least, the OO cream, the Over Oil cream from Jane Scrivner. Liz sent me over a very generous pot of it. Fell in love, talked about it, and then Jane was kind enough actually to send over this and a few other things, which I'm really excited to break into. So the Over Oil cream is genius because it is something that all of us like talk about and use, but this is what it's designed for, is to go over your oil. So a big generous pot, I think it's what, 3.52 fluid ounces, huge, really lightweight, but oily and buttery, but silky and thin enough, and it goes over your oil. It does what we want our lightweight moisturizers to do. It just glides over the oil, locks everything in, and really just gives you the surface smoothness and hydration. Smells like fresh rose petals or fresh rose water. Really nice. Really, really, really nice. And I don't think it's that expensive either, which is great. So thank you to Jane for sending that over, and Liz for helping me fall in love with it. It's so nice to like just share stuff with people, right? And experience new stuff. What a long video. Whoa, I was trying to be real descriptive. I'll see you guys on Instagram. I hope, again, I really just want to be able to like keep up with you guys, you know, and I can't all the time, but I can on Instagram. My eyebrows will be back next month. She'll be back from vacation. And I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye.